Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 3DO Experience, the 3DO retrospective podcast, where we talk about all things 3DO, the company, the console, and everything in between. I am Bill, and this is Threk. How you doing, Threk?
Bill, my head and eyes fucking hurt, but I'll explain later. How are you?
I'm tired. We had there was a weird day of work, coming in on a Tuesday because we had Monday off because union, I guess.
Good for you, man.
But coming in was just tiring, like because everything was off, and then I have to adjust back to coming in at 7 rather than 6, which is nice inherently because I'm getting an extra hour of sleep.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like your body's so used to the other shit that it takes a bit to readjust. But
I mean, there is something nice though about waking up when you're supposed to for work and just having that time to yourself. There is something nice about that.
Yeah. It was nice this morning because I had like an extra hour to just like relax before I left.
Yeah.
But
Not me. I had to fucking work. I've been working. I did not get Monday off. Honestly, it's fine though. But it was just me and my boss for various reasons. So it kind of felt like everybody took the day off but me. But it is what it is.
Yeah, we had the big wigs from California came in, and I've once again successfully had another one of their pass through days where they just completely ignored me, and I was like, thank God.
Well, have any of them ever like stopped in their tracks and went, "You, Bill, how you doing, man?" And then like they shake your hand?
My first year, I got introduced to the higher ups, and it was
okay, because you were still new.
Oh, I was new, and I was kind of shoehorned into a department which wasn't actually my department. It's a long story. But this year I was doing my actual job. Well, for the last like 3 years, I've been doing my actual job, so
Yeah,
they don't really care that much. And I also was like running a grinder, and I was just blasting like Sky Hill really loud, and like everybody, it was so like they just kind of were like, "What the fuck is he listening to?" and just kept walking.
like weird atmospheric sad boy music while he's working on a lathe. This is weird.
I actually was listening to their second album, which is way more upbeat.
I only know the early sad stuff.
Yeah, the second album's like super poppy and upbeat, and it's actually really fun. But that's besides the point. Either way, I got ignored, and it was great.
For some reason today, I couldn't stop listening to a funk cover of Holy Wars by Megadeth.
That sounds amazing.
Unfortunately, it's AI.
Oh,
but god damn it, it's like kind of good, and I hate that I enjoy it. I hate it, but it's like kind of dope. I'm sorry, but you can tell when a song like that is AI because like for some reason like the vocalist is just shouting the whole time, and there are points where they're holding notes for like way longer than most humans ever would.
Just trying to picture AI do Dave Mustaine's voice is kind of funny.
No, they're not doing Dave. It's just like it just sounds like a 70s like soul singer guy.
Oh, okay. I kind of wanted to see like
there's like horns and like female backing singers and shit, and it's like, damn, if this was done by like real people, this would be amazing.
See, a part of me just wants to hear Dave Mustaine attempt to do like jazz or whatever. I mean, he did do that one disco song on Risk, so there's that. But
yeah, I don't think he's into that anymore. So
no, well, I mean, he does still claim that that's a good pop album.
So, I mean, he claims he wrote like everything Metallica did their first like 3 records. So what does he know?
Yeah. He's softened up on that a little bit now.
Yeah, but the story always changed from like just a couple riffs to like, oh, I wrote like the entirety of Kill 'Em All, and then they just stole it from me. It's like, no, they didn't, dude. You're a liar. You're a liar. And then he's like, oh, I wrote like all of like Call of Cthulhu, and it's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
He wrote the iconic Rift. That's really about
it. He did. I'll give him. I mean, credit where credit is due. But
to be fair, he took it and made a much better song out of it. So.
I think Call of Cthulhu is the better track.
I like Hangar 18, but that's just me.
Personally. I mean, Hangar 18 is great, but Call of Cthulhu is something very special.
Did you hear he did his own version of Ride the Lightning?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it's the final song in their final album. He did it as a tribute, which was actually kind of nice.
Tribute in quotes.
I mean, it's his song. He can do what he wants with it.
Whatever. But
I enjoyed it.
What it is.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah, my problem is when you compare like what Dave did with those songs and then what Metallica did with those, like the same songs, like most of the time the Metallica one's better. But like the stuff he does in Megadeth, I think is like just better overall. You know, like I'd mentioned Holy Wars, like Rest in Peace. That's like I could
That's
pop that on
arguably
any time. That's like the best thrash metal album ever.
arguably, yeah. Honestly,
Almost inarguably. I like some people shit on it because they don't like Dave's voice, and I'm like, sure, but the rest of that album is so good. What does it matter?
yeah. And even then, like that's his voice isn't even that bad on that
I,
record.
I was gonna say that album and probably Countdown to Extinction are like the two records where his voice sounds really good.
I like Euthanasia because I think he was actually really trying on that record.
Oh yeah. That little period of time in the '90s felt
Basically,
like trying to take care of his voice.
Basically, the entire Marty era, he sounded really good.
Yeah. It reminds me a little bit of like Hetfield in the '90s when he actually started to take care of his voice, but then it's like a whole new dimension of his voice kind of unlocked, you know. Yeah. And you listen to even the modern Metallica stuff, which I think is kind of garbage. Like James's voice sounds pretty solid, you know, that you can tell he's taking care of it and done all the right things.
It's kind of the opposite of like Megadeth, where Megadeth musically sounds amazing still to this day, but Dave can't sing for shit anymore.
Yeah, yeah. They've maintained the consistency, but like really the only Megadeth album, the newest Megadeth album worth your time is what, Endgame?
I really like Dystopia, not counting the lyrics.
I mean, it has some solid riffs in there, but I need more than that.
The one they did before the newest one was pretty good. Forget the name of it, but it had Mission to Mars on it. That's all that matters.
Yeah. So,
but this isn't a Metallica podcast. I mean, a Megadeth podcast.
Yeah, we could make it that, but we're not going to. So yeah. This week it's kind of a buffer week, considering our last episode was a little late due to guest scheduling stuff, and this episode is kind of like a weird filler because the next couple episodes are going to have guests, so we just kind of had to get everything scheduled. And weirdly enough, the game we picked for this game, if we want to use that term, it is a perfect fit for this. It is a perfect fit. But before we get to that, we'll do some news. I mean, not really a lot since we last talked, but a couple things popped up that I thought was interesting, or stuff I thought was worth talking about. We do have some industry deaths that I think we should cover. The first one is a veteran of the Castlevania and Bloodstained series, Shutaro Ida, passed away unfortunately at the age of 52 from pancreatic cancer.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, super young. And he worked with Konami from 96 to 2015. Had his hand in a lot of the Castlevania games, even worked on some Metal Gear games, and then of course joined IGA for Bloodstained and all that. And a lot of people were saying very kind words about him when he passed, so it was a shame to see.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
And then the other one, a guy who I think is very important in the history of video games, Hideki Sato, who is the designer of virtually every Sega console and the company's former president, passed away at the age of 77. Like he was an engineer, joined Sega in 71, stayed until 2008. He was their acting president in the early 2000s when they were like, I guess we're not doing hardware anymore. A guy who makes our hardware, do you just want to be president while we figure this out? He's like, sure. He was for a little bit. But yeah, had his hand in, the SC3000, of course, the Genesis, Master System, Saturn, Dreamcast, all that stuff.
Basically everything other than the fucking 32X. That was a weird American abomination.
Yeah, that Sega of Japan basically told them to make.
Yeah, and then immediately fucked them over.
Yeah, it's just terrible. But that wasn't Sato's doing, at least as far as I know. But yeah, a guy who was, the head of Sega's hardware, something that a lot of us, especially the two of us on this show, hold in very high regard. So unfortunate that he has passed away at 77. So, and then our last bit of news. This is a little So the Virtual Boy NSO stuff has come out, right?
Sure did.
So yeah, it's out, and doing my due diligence, I guess, or just jumping on this because why the hell not? I went ahead and made a dumb purchase. I'll show the video viewers. If you can see, I bought. It says it on the box here. The Virtual Boy cardboard model for Nintendo Switch 2 / Nintendo Switch. So rather than pull out the $100 for the plastic replica of the real thing, because I felt like that was a waste of money, I spent roughly $30 on the cardboard variant, which is right here. Again, you have to be on video to kind of see this stuff. It was pre-made in the box, like it was already like assembled and everything. There's like an eyeglass lens in there. There's some foam where you slide your Switch in so that it'll just fit in there. It's so funny, the diagram on the box like just says take off a Joy-Con, slide it in, then put one on there. It makes more sense for like the Switch 2 because they're magnetic, right?
Yeah.
For the Switch 1 for it being like the weird rail thing. And yeah, so basically you have to hold it like this while you play, like that. And you kind of self-support it with this, with your hands, because again, you would think after 31 years, Nintendo would learn maybe we should put a fucking strap on the thing. And there's even like little holes where you think a strap would go. But no.
My favorite part about that thing is they somehow made it more inconvenient than the original Virtual Boy.
Yeah. Like before this, I was messing around with it, right? And the most comfortable way I found to do it was to like lay back on my chair, like put my feet up, and then just have this kind of just naturally slide there. So I wasn't putting that much weight on it. You know what I mean? And so I've mostly been playing Wario Land, of course, right? Right now there's Wario Land here. I just pull up the app and look at it. Hold on. I'll be back.
Oh my god, they did not think this through.
No, oh wait.
Actually, I should say
it's stuck in exiting VR mode. So hold on a sec. Bill, you chat while I'm.
I should say they overthought this. Is the better way of putting it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. No, they did put thought in it. That was kind of the problem.
Because my god, like, I'm just like sitting here. I'm like, nobody asked for this. You could have just ported them over and just.
Oh no, some people asked for this. That's kind of the problem.
Well, they could have made it an option, not a mandatory thing.
So for those of you who are curious as to why you need the cardboard or the plastic thing to play it, is because if you look at your Switch without it, it looks like this.
That's fun.
Yeah, like two little screens right here. I mean, in theory, you could play it like this if you want. I wouldn't recommend it. If you can hear it. Yeah, so we have 3D Tetris, Galactic Pinball, Golf. What's the name of this Japanese game? The Mansion of Innsmouth, which I believe is like a first-person survival horror kind of thing. I've heard it's like kind of neat.
It's one of the few imports people really care about.
Yeah, Red Alarm, Tellera Boxer, which is a great game, and of course Virtual Boy Wario Land, right?
Yeah.
So I'll pull that up here. I'll turn the volume down just to save on a fucking copyright. But yeah, see, you have to turn off your automatic pause.
Oh yeah, they kept the automatic pause. That's great.
I mean, these are just ROMs at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
So what's weird is, if you go to your suspend, what's nice is it has a little controller diagram for every game, right?
That's nice.
So how you adjust this is if you hold the right stick down, you'll see this thing. It's called adjust the IPD. I don't know what that stands for. Interpenis dimension. And basically it just adjusts how much the screens like cross over with each other.
Yeah, that's
depending on your eyes.
It's essentially the little like slider and knob on the top of the
yeah. And the thing is, my eyes, I mean, you can see I have glasses. My eyes are kind of fucked up, and I haven't been to the eye doctor in like 2+ years. So I definitely need a new prescription. So that might be why I have to adjust this somewhat. Like I have to put it to like -6 or something like that. And even then it's not perfect, but it's better.
Hmm.
So it's weird. It's like, again, it could just be that I need a new prescription, and maybe when I do, it'll look better, kind of a thing. And when you're holding it like this, like playing it, it like weirdly rests on your nose, not the bridge of your nose, but like your like where your nostrils sit. But it doesn't like, it's not like, say, back when we all had to wear masks during COVID, where the mask would just wear on my nose. By the end of the day, my nose was sore. You know, just the way I wore the thing, it would just dig into there. You know, like it's similar, but it doesn't feel like it's as bad. I wouldn't recommend playing this for like hours at a time. Don't do that. Like I don't really have that much eye strain from it or anything like that. You know, all that joking aside.
It still amazes me how many people still perpetuate the myth that it's bad for your eyes.
Like, I mean, a lot of things are bad for our eyes, but you know, like
it's just funny because like the Virtual Boy is actually like, it's been proven that it actually isn't bad for your eyes. Like,
well, the thing is, like, staring at screens all day isn't necessarily bad. Like, it's not gonna cause you to lose your eyes, like lose your eyesight. You know what I mean? Like, if anything, what I've learned throughout the years is one way to actually protect your eyes over time is every time you go outside, wear sunglasses, even if the sun isn't out, because that natural light's going to have more effect on your eyes than just, you know, staring at screens all day, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, little things like that.
Because it's
actually, yeah, you can also adjust the screen size. So if you want it even, like if you want it even, like this is the smallest you can get, is that, and then I had it at the max setting. So there's some adjustment you can have to make it a little bit more comfortable for you. I mean, maybe I just need to shrink the screen size a little bit, but I will say, playing it, I mean, it feels like the Virtual Boy experience, you know, though this guy is kind of really doing all the heavy lifting, because these two little, you know, lenses in here, there is a divider between them.
Yeah, it's essentially how the actual Virtual Boy was designed, with two screens and then like a mirror system.
Yeah.
Using an actual Virtual Boy is an experience, like to this day. Like it's still one of those things that I've just never, it's impossible to replicate, and I think they got as close as they possibly could with it.
Exactly. But, and then, so for anybody can see that, yeah, you just slide it in. That's what she said. Very gently, very gently. You don't want to hurt your cardboard. I mean, it's more sturdy than you'd think. I'll at the very least give it that.
Yeah, it looks better than I was expecting.
Yeah, but still, like, playing it like this is kind of nuts. Actually, yeah. If I shrink the screen by 1, adjust it back to the 6, it actually does look better. And yeah, it does replicate that 3D, where honestly, I would compare the 3D to like when you would go see like a Disney movie in theaters in 3D, and it just gave you that feeling of depth.
The depth is the big thing on Virtual Boy that's like kind of cool.
That's really the only thing it has going for it, is the depth. Sorry.
Yeah.
I've always struggled saying that word. Yeah, like that's all really it has. As far as the games go, I mean, 3D Tetris is a neat idea, but it just doesn't work in my opinion. Like, just as a game itself. Like Red Alarm is okay. Just play Star Fox. Teller Boxer, I think, is really cool.
That's arguably the best game on the system in terms of actually using the damn thing for what it was designed for.
Yeah, it uses. It's a shame they didn't have a controller.
I know, because
for those who don't know, the Virtual Boy controller is a funky beast. It has 2 D-pads, A and B, and then start and select, like kind of in like a mirrored fashion, and then they have like just like pinball bumpers on the bottom. You know, it's a weird looking thing,
but it is,
and I find it weird. This is like the one time they didn't make a fucking controller. The one time,
which is weird because it's one of the most comfortable controllers you'll ever hold too, because it's like molded. It's such a weird thing.
Yeah, it is a weird beast, and unfortunately, because of the way you have to hold this thing, I can't just use a pro controller.
Yeah.
Though again, if I could probably jerry rig like a sweatband or something to wrap it on my fucking head and then sit here with a pro controller. It'd probably be a little bit more comfortable, but I just don't know if I'm willing to put in all that effort. But I might, you know, because I've been thinking about maybe making like a YouTube video on this where I mess around with it for a good while and like, review it, like do a proper review on this guy.
Mm.
And like, is it actually worth your time? At the end of the day, if you have a modded 3DS, go download Red Viper, that really good Virtual Boy emulator that makes use of the 3D, and you'll basically get the same effect.
Yeah, because
and you get all the games. You can literally put the entire Virtual Boy library on there like that, and you're good to go.
Because realistically speaking, the only games that are absolutely really worth playing are like Wario Land, Tower Boxer, Jack Brothers, that weird Japan only first person thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. There's like that shoot 'em up. I forget the name of it off the top of my head.
I know what you're talking about. I don't own that one. Oh no, Vertical Force.
Yeah, Vertical Force is solid.
I do own that one.
Yeah.
And
I like that game.
Don't forget the GOAT, Nestor's Funky Bowling.
If they don't put Nestor's Funky Bowling on here, then honestly, they should just put the entire fucking library on this thing.
Yeah, I know,
the only game they probably can't get is Waterworld because of licensing. You're not missing. I've played Waterworld. You're not missing anything. I've like sampled the entire library, so I roughly know. I'm surprised Mario's Tennis wasn't here right away.
Or Clash. Is Clash
or Mario? Yeah, or Mario Clash. It's not on there.
I mean, neither are particularly great games, but it's still odd they're not there.
Yeah, like I imagine Jack Brothers, Mario Clash, Mario's Tennis, Nestor's Funky Bowling, Panic Bomber, which is like a Bomberman game.
Cool one. There's also Tetris.
There was a Gundam game. I wish that would come to Space Invaders. Dude, put that Space Invaders collection on there. Why not? V Tetris, which is just Tetris.
Yeah.
It's Tetris.
I have that one boxed because it was cheap as fuck.
Yeah. Again, just looking at this library is so small. Just literally put as much of it as you can on there.
Yeah.
And then there you go. You have they waited way too long to do this because, as I'd mentioned, they should have just done this with the fucking 3DS. It was literally right there. People were asking them to do it when the 3DS was around. Like, hey, make Virtual Boy Virtual Console. And they were like, what? What's that? We don't know what that is. What are you talking about? And then when this shit comes around, they're like, oh, now we can do it. It's like, why? Why now?
Because Virtual Boy is like kind of relevant again, but not enough that I think that for this much attention.
Was it ever relevant? Let's be real.
It pops into the zeitgeist every now and then, and people are always like, oh yeah, that thing.
Yeah, just it's a weird beast. I feel like I'm gonna have more neck problems than eye problems playing this thing.
It's all right.
I'll probably spend a few weeks, maybe even a month messing around with it. So don't be surprised if I upload a YouTube video in like April or something talking about this thing, and you can go from there.
It's just so funny because like I always laugh because it's kind of similar to like fucking the real Virtual Boy. Like there's like no comfortable way to play that fucking thing. The best success I've had is literally setting it up on a coffee table and then just sitting on the fucking floor.
Yeah,
because that's like the only optimal like distance. Because any other way, like trying to like balance it in your fucking lap, like James Rolfe tried to do, that's stupid. Laying on your back is dumb.
I feel like you could lay on your back with the cardboard one just because it's so much lighter.
That's actually would probably be better too, just because holding your arms up like this is such a pain.
Yeah, like seriously, the most comfy way is here. I'll try to demonstrate. Is like lay like this, and then just have it like that. So the weight just kind of naturally falls onto your head, and it's not that bad doing it that way. But again, all these fucking caveats when it's like, I want to just play these games on my TV, dude.
I know it's
that thing. You can't play this on the TV. Like, I didn't try playing it in docked mode. I wonder if it would even let you.
I wonder if it would, or it's gonna just look like shit.
I mean, yeah. So it's a thing, you know. So and I guarantee you, Thrack Jr. is gonna try to partake in this. I will let you guys know what he thinks about it. I feel like he's not gonna like it.
To be fair, even like most people, even like people who kind of find it fascinating, I don't even like it that much. So
no, it's just a shame that like the handful of like decent games on there, it's just that's where they are, and there's no like official conventional way to play them. But I mean, if you want to play them that bad in a conventional way, you know what to do.
Yeah, there's an emulator. And you can turn the
Oh,
red
yeah.
off and make it gray.
Oh yeah, this does not have like color changing options at all.
No.
I didn't think it would, to be fair. So, but it is what it is. I've told like a lot of the modern VR sets, like a MetaQuest or whatever, have a Virtual Boy emulator for them, and they're pretty good. So that might be an actual better way to do it, because those are like actual better modern real VR devices.
Yeah.
So you can just try it that way, but don't spend $300 on a Quest just to play Virtual Boy.
Yeah. Also, don't spend fucking $300 on the goddamn fake replica 3D.
It's
Virtual Boys.
$100.
It's 100, but they're already scalping them online for like.
Oh
200
yeah.
plus.
If you need somebody to tell you, let Daddy Bill and Daddy Thrack tell you, don't do it. Okay. Like I was able to order mine off the Nintendo store, no problem. Like when it first popped up, I couldn't, but that could have been the server was overloaded. But when I came back to it a couple weeks later, I just did it no problem because it was just on the brain. So give it a try, see if you can do it that way. And if you can't, just wait. And if it sells out, you're really not missing that much. I promise.
Yeah.
I promise. Don't buy something just to sell it a few years later, because that's not what I wanted to do. I actually wanted to mess with this. You know, and eventually I might put it in a box and then it'll sit in my closet and maybe it'll be like $200 in 20 years and I make some money. Maybe, but that's not why I bought it.
It's so funny. You go on Amazon, there are so many like just like cheaper fake versions of this thing that just probably work better.
Yeah. Again, if you have a 3DS lying around, get Red Viper on that and you'd probably be better off.
Yeah, honestly.
So that's my little condensed review of Virtual Boy after messing around with it for a few hours. So there you go for anybody who was curious. So go like my Blue Sky post where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Because I say that to myself all the time. A part of me a part of me just thought like, what if I brought that to work and just played it on my lunch break?
See, I was like the jackass.
They'd probably fire me.
Well, if it's during your break, they'd be like, whatever.
They'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? I'd be like, gaming.
The inner machinations of my mind.
My darn enigma. Yeah, they really are.
Yeah. No, I was like,
how many people are confused by how my brain works. And I'm like, no one's more confused than me.
I still remember when the VR craze like first started. I remember being like that guy that was being like, "Am I doing it right, guys?" with the Virtual Boy. And so many people were like, "What is that?" I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I forgot this thing. People don't know."
Yeah. Ooh, my head is starting to hurt a little bit. But yeah. I don't know. But I don't know if that is related to the Virtual Boy. So I'll keep you updated. And like I get pretty frequent headaches just as is, thanks family genes. So if they increase because of this thing, then that is a cause for concern.
See, I never got headaches from it. I always got like neck strain, but that was more from just the stupid way you have to play the thing.
Yeah, but also I get a headache like on average every week and a half, so I just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
All right, but that's everything. So. There's your whole Virtual Boy segment, from one obscure console to another.
Yeah, and we've waffled enough. Let's talk about Carrier.
Yeah,
not the fun Carrier.
Yeah, I was like, I thought there were zombies in this game, but I was like, that's the Dreamcast one, and this isn't the Dreamcast experience.
That's the Dreamcast game.
God damn it.
It's not good per se, but also kind of fun.
Yeah, God damn it. So we had to deal with this. I think yesterday I said to you, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, when I had played this, because I had played this like shortly before we did our recording yesterday, and I was like, I wasn't expecting an educational game.
When it was coming up, I'm like, what the fuck is it? It felt like it gave me the vibe of back in the day when you used to like mess around with DVD menus.
Yes.
It definitely had that quality. And it was like, oh, look at all the cool stuff here. So basically Carrier Fortress at Sea is like an edutainment, I'll just say piece of software, though that makes it sound too elegant. An edutainment thing where they explain all of the inner workings of an aircraft carrier. and just like how they work and how planes, mainly how like planes take off and land from them, which
Yes.
admittedly is like interesting. Like
I
there are
will
parts
admit,
of this that are like actually interesting.
there was a point where I was watching this, like some of the educational stuff, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm playing a video game.
Yeah. But also we're weird sickos who like this crap. But like, and yeah, it's like it's mixed with like videos and then like long text scrolls going into more detail about stuff. And I'm like, this is like reading a textbook. No, thank you.
I just found it amusing. There's an entire section talking about how the aircraft carrier is a city on the water, and it's like it has all sorts of things like movie rooms, ice cream parlors. I'm like what are we doing here?
See, whenever I see this shit, I don't know. Maybe it's tied to my time in like ROTC in high school, but like this shit just rings propaganda to me.
Kinda.
Yeah, like it's hard not to see anything that's like military based as like, oh, this is just like propaganda, just trying to get people like, ooh, that looks cool, I want to go on one of those. And it's like, well, son, you got to sign up to do that. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's not necessarily like the intention of it, it always rings that way in my head. You know, maybe I'm just like, what's the word I'm looking for? That I'm jaded from, spending high school like talking to all these fucking shitty military recruiters. A lot of them are like scum of the earth type of people too. Like, just straight up lying to your face. Like some of it's pretty bad.
Which is still really funny to me because the one recruiter I talked to told me not to bother because I was probably going to get rejected anyways.
Honestly, Bill, yeah, you wouldn't have made it.
The reasoning
you just don't strike it to me as like that type,
Yeah. Well, their reasoning made sense because they were basically like, yeah, the military's downsizing, and if you're not in perfect health, they're going to just turn you in. I'm just like, fair enough.
I mean, that is true. That is very true.
I was like, fair enough. So,
yeah, like, well, one of my uncles, he's former Army, like he served in Vietnam and everything, and he was like the one guy really pushing me to join because he was like, oh, you're a smart kid. You could probably be like, working in like, North Dakota, looking after the fucking nukes or whatever. And, and it's like, that would be good money, and the idea of just sitting in an isolated nuclear silo in the middle of nowhere, like, I don't know, playing games on like a Steam Deck. That sounds kind of sick, but like, I'm good, man. I'm fine. I don't want to give up my life to serve a country, one of which I may not fully agree with what's going on, particularly nowadays. So, that kind of, I mean, you can't really gauge that stuff back when you're in high school because also I find a lot of that stuff predatory, just like going after these like minors who don't really know anything about anything and wanting them to like sign their life away, to join the military industrial complex. But what am I doing here complaining about the military? We should be talking about this fucking thing, right?
Yeah, I will say, because I had kind of like, everyone has that thing they're kind of autistic about. Like back in the day, me was like ships and stuff. So yeah, like, I will admit this ship was kind of like, I'm like,
for a brief window during my time in ROTC, because it was Air Force, because I live by Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. For a brief window, it was planes. Like learning the history of planes was actually like really interesting. But I never kept up with it though.
See, I was one of those kids that got really into the fucking Titanic back in the day, and then like just kind of went from there.
You got the Titanic autism.
A lot of people do. It's a thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's a thing.
I mean, but even back then, my autism was more aligned with just listening to and learning about 70s prog bands. Like, that's where I was figuring all that shit out.
To be fair, I had that too, because I also had the video game stuff, and it just
yeah,
and music. But
just learning that as an adult, I eschewed many a willing high school woman away because I just couldn't shut the fuck up about like Rush and like King Crimson, and I'm like, damn. Had I known, had I had the Riz now that I now then, I'd be swimming in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right?
But oh well, now I'm just an awkward 32-year-old, so who gives a shit?
Now I'm just a guy that talks about the fucking 3DO.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. It's fine. but yeah, like again, this has like the interactivity, as I said, of a DVD menu. Like there's a part where you can like kind of tour the ship,
Mm.
kind of. You know, like you'll go into some doors and you'll see like a video of them talking about stuff, and you can go up a ladder and you can, you know, go on top and talk to people or whatever. And again, it's kind of neat. There is one part of this that made me laugh out loud because they kind of said the quiet part out loud. Granted, this was in the 90s and I was a baby, so I'm not too sure about all this. But when they were talking about like the history of like naval combat and everything, and they were focusing on like modern times, then they're like, now everything is like shifted towards the Middle East as terrorists seem to threaten the world's sense of like democracy and the oil supply. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, you can tell when this was made because like they're acting like the I'm pretty sure the ship in this is the USS Carl Vinson, which is still in service, I believe, to this day.
I believe that.
But it was like a new ship at the time. I'm just like, that's funny.
Just them saying like the oil supply. I was like, I thought back in the 90s they were trying to keep that more hush hush. You know, whereas nowadays it's like we'll invade countries because we want their oil. They just fucking say it.
I
like, who gives a shit? But back then, I'm like, wow, they actually like said that.
I also love there's this opening cinematic, like that's at the start of the game. It's just a bunch of like old like military footage, but in the middle of it spliced, they just have images from Operation Crossroads with the atomic bomb. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything here?
Because they love showing off that atomic bomb footage.
I mean, that is one of the most famous images in military history.
Well, in world history, in the entire history of the world. You know?
Yep.
But not for the same reason everywhere in the world.
Yeah. Well, that one was a test out in the middle of nowhere, but still.
But for some reason that reminds me of I discovered, I forget what it's called exactly, but I had learned of in Japan, I think it was like in the 50s or something like that. They had a bunch of people, like mainly like children, who, you know, survived the atomic bomb or, you know, the aftermath of it. They like made art pieces depicting the bomb. And again, I wish I could learn what it was. Maybe I'll tell you later and you could put it in the description of the episode. But I'll like scrolling through those was some of the most like awestruck and like jaw-dropping art I've ever seen. You know, like it's not like high quality, it's kids, but like the realism that they're depicting is so like graphic, and the way you can just kind of fill it in your head, you know, some of the missing parts there is stuff. It just, again, just learning all that stuff has really soured some of my, you know, learned, you know, pro-American side of some of this stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's one of those things where it's like it happened for a reason, but it's still kind of like,
yeah. We don't need to talk about the ethics of dropping the bomb or not, but still, it's like, you know, it is what it is.
I've watched Grave of the Fireflies. I understand what depression is.
We've watched Happiness. We know what depression is.
I think Grave of the Fireflies is darker. I'm not gonna lie, but that's besides the point.
I've never seen it, but I'll take your word for it.
Oh, it's something. I'll leave it at that. So we should probably talk about the quote unquote game portion of this game.
Oh yeah, there is a little bit of game footage here, or a little bit of gaming.
It's Top Gun, but only landing the plane.
Yeah, so the worst part of Top Gun. So when it pops up, it's just like it's in this part that just says challenge, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, a game. So you have, I think it's like day, night, and weather, and basically, yeah, it wants you to attempt to land a plane on an aircraft carrier. And so I just picked the day one. I do it, I don't know how many fucking times, and I can't get it. Like I'm trying to figure it out with like the weird ball thing, you know, and most of the time I bolt, you know, where it's just like, hey, just circle around and try again. I did crash my plane once.
Oh, I have to talk about the crash because this is legitimately the one time I laughed out loud playing this game.
Oh, yeah, I laughed at it too, but tell me why you laughed at it.
The fucking dialogue box that pops up.
Oh yeah, that's why I laughed as well.
It is the most indignant thing ever. It's like, well, good job. You just wasted a $68 million plane. Better try again. I'm like, try again. You just fucking died. Like,
I read that. I was like, people die.
I just love how indignant it is. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, what screams American militarism more than like, oh, you wasted all the money on the plane? It's like, but people are dead, dude. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, it says try again. I'm like, try again.
Yeah.
There's nothing left.
So, and I was like, what the fuck? And then there's that fourth option. I forget what it's called, but you click that and it's a video that like actually explains how it fucking works. And they actually like give you like controls and everything. I'm like, why didn't they just show this to me in the beginning or have this be the first option or just literally says like how to play? Like it doesn't do that. It just kind of blends in with everything else. So you're like, what the fuck? And then when I watched it and attempted the landing after, I actually did get it a couple times because it made more sense. Because like, oh, okay, you line it up like here, and then you have to glide in at a certain point, and then it's like you push the A button and then put your nose up at a time to actually get a landing. Something like that. And it's like, okay. Eventually I kind of figured it out. But it's like, why didn't you just tell me immediately? Why did I have to like go out of my way and fuck up and blow $65 million? Like we give a shit about that. Like I don't know if the airport or the airplane graveyard was a thing back then. For those who don't know, it's the graveyard. It's out in like New Mexico or Arizona, where it's just like this fenced off section of like millions, like probably billions of dollars worth of vehicles and like military equipment that have never been used and never will be used. But again, because of the military industrial complex and all the defense contracting that have convinced that, you know, those defense contractors need to do something to justify their existence. So they keep convincing the government to pay them money to build this shit that's never going to get touched.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to make this such a rant. I'm sorry.
It's okay. There's not much here.
No. I'm sure Will have things to say about all this. I will.
So this game, I guess a little bit behind it. This game was made by a studio called RMG Detsu USA Inc. They made one game, and this is it.
I mean, would you even call this a game?
Yeah. And it was interestingly, it was published by Panasonic and Discovery Channel Multimedia.
Yeah, because like this has like an IMDb page. When I looked it up, there was like a YouTube link to like a documentary. So I have a feeling the video parts of this aired on like the Discovery Channel back in the day as like a made for TV documentary. Because it feels like it's filmed and presented in that way. You know, especially if you ever watched, you know, like I think we've all watched like mid-90s documentaries about stuff. Like it's just kind of set up and presented in that way. So maybe, but I don't know which came first. Like this is a game or that is a documentary. You know, like I feel like they made it as a game or as this like software, but nobody gave a shit. So then they kind of retooled it for a documentary and then aired it on Discovery as a way to try to get their money back.
I'm assuming this was also originally well, it actually was. It was a PC product at first, and I'm assuming.
Oh, of course.
Originally, like some sort of school educational program.
Yeah. This is like Shelley Duvall's A Bird's Life, but for men.
Sure.
Though honestly, Shelley Duvall's Bird Life was much more entertaining than this.
There was more game.
And it had Shelley Duvall, which was always a positive. Only Shelley Duvall showed up in this wearing like a Korean veteran hat or something. Be like, I'm going to take you on a tour of the USS Carl Vinson or whatever.
Yeah.
Venison, deer meat.
I just find it funny looking at like the other games that Discovery Multimedia published, and like literally right before this one, we have Team Extreme, Operation Weather Disaster, Nile, Passage to Egypt, and then Die Dilly Billies.
Wait, Nile Passage, is that a CDI Bible game? I think it is. Because that sounds familiar.
It doesn't say CDI, it just says Windows.
God damn it. Okay. It might not be the same thing. No, it's not, because I'm seeing there's like FMV in it. Because again, going back to AVGN, when he did, I think it was his Bible Games 2, and he showed all the CDI ones. There was one about the Nile, I think, in Egypt and shit.
Yeah. So. It's crazy looking. This must have just been a short-lived like video games arm of Discovery at one point.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of like PC software like this that was like, thinly veiled, like, edutainment stuff. Like, I'm sure schools would have this loaded on the computers so that, if the kids were in the computer lab and, they did everything they needed to do, it's like, well, here's some you can just kind of fuck around with. And back then, when we didn't carry phones and shit on us all the time, we ate it up. Whatever was on that computer that wasn't our work, we sure, let's take a gander at it, Played a lot of Typer Shark back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, this game is like just one of those weird things where they probably like had it and they were just like, port it to 3DO because fuck it, why not?
Yeah, I'm surprised this didn't come out on CDI because CDI is loaded with this kind of shit.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, this is like one of the least utilized 3DO games there is because like it literally does. It's just a PC educational thing with like a sort of that game could have easily been a DVD menu game.
Oh yeah. In fact, IMDb has a little summary on this. I'm going to read this because maybe it might explain some of what we're dealing with. It says, at the speed of a click, you'll go from the engineering deck to the main deck to the flight deck. Suddenly, you're trying to bring down a screaming F-14 Tomcat on a postage stamp doing the hula. It's hairy, but nowhere near as nerve-wracking as the day Eugene Elley landed the first aircraft on the USS Pennsylvania in 1911. Relax. No, not yet. You're needed in the pilot's briefing room to meet the crew and captain who will take you on an inspection tour of the carrier and its aircraft. Hey, what's the name and year of the first U.S. aircraft carrier? Wrong. Drop and give me 20. Do the infotaining adventure of a lifetime. Transport this package to the nearest cashier. Before you know it, you'll be aboard the nuclear-powered Carl Vinson. In seconds, unbelievable 3D graphics, realistic sound effects, narration, actual film from the Discovery Channel TV documentary, historical film footage, and stills combined with volumes of detailed information will be at your fingertips and in your mind. So that sounds like it was a documentary first, and then they retooled it for this.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I love that there's an entire that quote of being like, "What's the first U.S. Navy character?" Wrong. I'm like, they don't even bring that up in here.
Yeah.
Like
that has to be like the back of the box or something like that.
I mean, I know the answer because I just do, but like at the same time, it's like,
what is it? Say it.
It's the USS Langley.
Okay, thank you. I did not know, so I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, it was. It technically wasn't even a carrier. It was originally like some other ship they converted to one. It was a weird looking ship, but
I'll take your word for it. Just out of curiosity, looking this up on 3DO, you can get this for about $30 and like half decent shape.
Big box or just disc?
Oh, big box. You're looking at 180, my friend.
Let's go. Sure. Sometimes the big box games are just, some of them are like so fucking random. It's like $5 and you're like, cool, another big box.
Yeah. Honestly, if there's like a store by you that like sells like VHS movies, there's a chance. And I'm not even saying like a Goodwill. I'm saying like those like used game stores that sometimes have like movies and music or whatever. Go in them, and there's a chance you might find this VHS in there. There's a chance. But am I going to watch it? No.
You can find better documentaries on YouTube by YouTubers.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. They all start with like a zooming in on an old fuzzy TV with dramatic music.
Yeah. I was going to go over some of the reviews for this, but there's like none.
Oh yeah, like Moby, there's not a Moby score on this.
No,
which is crazy.
It also doesn't have a Wikipedia page, like at all.
Yeah. And on a backlog, there was, before I rated it, there was 1. So I'm number 2. And I was the only person who wrote a review for it. The person in front of me gave it 2.5 stars. I gave it 1 star and said, "This sucks."
Yeah,
that's all I said. And because of the loyalty of my backlog followers, thank you guys. I have 3 likes on it. Thanks, guys. My Aqua got like over 24 likes. I don't know why.
It's a fun game. I guess some people liked it.
Well, I didn't give it a positive review.
Oh, it's an interesting thing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Everyone said just play Wetrix, you'll be fine. I still haven't played it though.
Wetrix is apparently the better game, but
it's better than this, that's for sure.
Yeah, from must play. Okay, stay away. I'm not even gonna say stay away. I'm just gonna say don't bother. Like it's not worth it.
I'll quote my review. This sucks.
Okay,
but is it the worst thing we've played on this show? Absolutely
not. No, it's no shadow of whatever. I don't even.
No. Honestly, I would put this below the porn games because those had more entertainment value.
Yeah, there was one of them actually was a game.
Yeah, I mean, also they had boobs. Let's just be honest. That's a nice upgrade.
Yeah.
To any if this had some boobs, I'd probably be a little nicer to it.
Would you play this over Necrodancer? Or Neurodancer, whatever it was?
Oh, that's a tough one, actually.
Because Neurodancer.
I honestly don't know. Man, all my life led up to this question, and I cannot answer it. Ask me when we rank all these, then I'll give you. Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
I need a couple weeks to think about that.
Like, there's like a few 3DO games that are in this perpetual state of like we're always questioning like, would we play this over? Like, I always think like Cyberdillo's in that spot as well. Like when I played Cyberdillo over this,
I would play Carrier over Cyberdillo. Honestly, I'd pop this in again.
Yeah, Cyberdillo's not worth it just to hear that disco song for like 5 minutes.
No thanks. I'm okay. I am okay.
But yeah.
Oh God.
This was a game. No, it wasn't.
Yeah. Well, there is some other like non-game software that we will have to touch on in the future. And there's one kind of infamous one that I'm a little worried about when we get to it. But if you know, you know. I'm not sure if I should say because there's some context related to it, but you know.
Yeah, we'll talk on that one off.
Yeah,
Mike can figure that out.
Yeah. Bill might know what I'm talking about.
Maybe. I'd have to re-look at the list, but
it's on the list. But we'll see. But yeah. That's Carrier, Fortress at Sea. Go play Carrier on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, you'll be confused and frustrated on that one, but at least it's a game.
And you'll be on a better console.
True. Oh,
that is what it is.
But
they can't all be Dreamcasts.
No, they can't. But yeah. Anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us on the 3DO Experience. You can find the 3DO Experience on all the major podcasting platforms. And be sure to check us out over on Superpod Network, superpodnetwork.com. Awesome site, a whole bunch of awesome creators. Yeah, once again, thanks for joining us. We have a 3D Owned coming out this Friday, so look out for that. We played a game.
I mean, that was a game.
Yeah, there's more game there than this. Was it better though? We'll find out. But
now that's the eternal question.
Yes. But anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us. We will see you all later.
Bye-bye.